Hello and welcome back to a bonus video about Planet Earth 3. So since I did the reviews for every episode, I thought I would do a final one basically talking about what my top 10 highlights of the series were. These are obviously just my opinions, yours might be completely different, but I thought it would just be a little fun way to tie up the series. So here you go. So at number 10 I have the Saving the River Dolphins. So that sequence was really good. It was one of the more emotional sequences, I think. The ways they were going out saving the dolphins were very rudimentary, like they were going out paddling, catching them by hand, driving them to the other part of the river where they could actually, be free. I thought it was really good. It was a really good sequence. Out of all the human-animal sequences, I think it was probably the best in the series. At number 9, I've got the long-tailed macaques. So this was the funniest sequence in the series, I thought. Them bartering the phones for chocolate and stuff like that was really good. Again, I can't stress out how much I thought the music sounding just like the Godfather theme while the big male was on, just how funny I thought that was. Yeah, this whole sequence was great. Number 8, I've got the elephants in the drought. So this was the saddest sequence by quite a bit. The elephants just abandoning that one calf to its fate, where obviously it died, was pretty harrowing. Yeah, I think the series didn't do a huge amount to highlight how negative our influence on the natural world is overall. But I thought that sequence was one of the better examples of where it really highlighted that. At number 7, I've got the pied hornbills, which were probably one of the weirder things in this series. I did no clue that the female would entomb herself in a tree and the male just bring them food. It's just such a weird thing. I had no clue about it. And yeah, I think it was one of the bits that I was just mesmerised by. Number 6, I've got the cobra hunt in the humans episode. Again, I haven't seen very many snake endurance hunts because they don't happen very often. Apart from the racer snakes in Planet Earth 2, this is the only other one I can really think of. And I thought it was great. I really liked how it was in an urban setting and the snake was just having to use all like human habitation as a sort of battleground. I really liked that. Yeah, I thought the whole thing was pretty high octane stuff. It was really good. Yeah, it was one of the things I've remembered most about that episode and from the series overall. Number 5 is the Doles. So I hadn't seen Doles before on screen. And the stuff they were doing wasn't really like hugely different from what we see other dogs do, apart from them whistling, which was quite interesting. But and the environment they were in was in India, which we've seen a million times before, like tigers hunting deer. But it was just something about the Doles doing it that just seemed really different. There was a few species in this series that we hadn't really seen a huge amount before, like the maned wolves is another example. But I thought this was the one I was like, I don't know, I just could have seen more. I would like to see more from them. It kind of reminded me of the way the pumas in Seven Worlds, One Planet made people want to see more pumas in that area. I kind of felt the does in this series did that for me here. Number 4, I've got the seals mobbing the great white sharks. So this was like the very first bit of footage in the first episode, which was, again, seems so long ago. But it was a really good sequence. I'd seen obviously great white sharks and seals in Planet Earth and other documentaries before, but I had never seen seals mobbing them. I didn't know that happened. Again, like the pied hornbills, I had no clue about it. I felt like I was watching something for the first time because we were. But yeah, it was a really good sequence. Again, the usual spin of the sharks being the main antagonists. It really felt like a role reversal. It was a good way of starting the series. And yeah, it's one of the highlights in the end of it all. Number 3, I've got the orcas hunting the mobula rays. So again, orca hunts are usually pretty entertaining. They're pretty good. They're usually quite scary. And in this sequence, I wasn't expecting it to be as, as terrifying as it was, just because they're hunting rays as opposed to whales or seals or something else that we're able to attach to a bit more. But it still was a great sequence. The filmmaking was really good. Everything with the mobula rays was shot very well. The whole sequence, to be honest, even without the orcas, was great. Yeah, that was up there for me. And it was one of the bits going into the series I was like, that's probably going to be something I'm going to remember most about the series, and it was. Number 2, I've got the leopard hunt in the 3rd episode. The leopard hunting from the tree, the fact that it went right up the tree and then jumped down, I feel like I've not seen it before. I don't see too many leopard hunts, but they're always kind of ambush, stealth, like them going through the gully and the hunt. But this series, the fact that we're just up a tree, just jumping down, and that you really felt like the leopard probably could have died, and that leopards that do this probably do die more frequently. So my number 1, the sequence that has stayed with me the most from Planet Earth 3 was the mugger crocodile sequence, which I think, if you remember that review, you'll probably not be hugely shocked by that. It was great. It was the most cinematic crocodile hunt I've ever seen. The fact that it was just that moment of just silence, which lasted for ages, really set the tension. Again, I've seen it before. I've seen crocodiles hunting before, and bigger crocodiles like Nile and saltwaters. But yeah, this just felt different. It just felt like a really well-crafted bit of wildlife filmmaking. And yeah, it's the bit that I think was easily the best of the whole series for me, and it's the bit that I will remember the most from the series as well. So yeah, that's it. No more videos about Planet Earth 3. Yeah, so what were your highlights? Let me know what some of your highlights were in the comments below. And yeah, as I said in a previous video, I will probably do more of these, so if there's other series you want me to talk about, then please let me know in this video or the previous one. And yeah, or let me know, or message me, whatever. I don't really care. So yeah, and as ever, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, if you want to. Obviously, you don't have to. That option is there. And yeah, look forward to seeing you in the new year at some point. And yeah, goodbye.